British Airways has been accused of betraying the hundreds of people who work for the airline in this region. Unions say thousands of job losses are planned across the UK, as well as wage cuts of up to 70%. The company says coronavirus is forcing it to consider changes to the business, but that no decisions have been taken. One member of staff from Tyneside says workers are being blackmailed. He's been talking to our political editor, Richard Moss.
You won't have seen this for a while. British Airways has been largely grounded by coronavirus. Business as usual may never return. It's now considering as many as 12,000 job cuts nationally, with possible changes to pay and conditions for those who stay. That prospect is giving Mark, not his real name, nightmares. He's currently furloughed but has worked as cabin crew for British Airways for 20 years. We're protecting his identity because speaking out could get him sacked. His words are voiced by an actor.
It was a massive shock. The possibility of seeing your take-home pay cut by 60 or 70%. I've no idea how they expect you to support yourself, especially if you've got a young family. It's the callousness with which the situation is being exploited. It's brutal gun-at-the-head management tactics from a bygone era.
A small protest outside British Airways' Newcastle call centre a week ago. But the airline is a big employer. Hundreds work at the call centre, and one estimate suggests the airline may employ 2,000 across the region. Of course, it's almost impossible to underestimate the impact that coronavirus has had on airlines, and British Airways says, in fact, it's trying to cope with the biggest structural change the industry has ever faced. But it insists that it's not trying to make staff pay the price of that, but instead the consultation is about saving as many jobs as possible. The airline is getting government help, though. Many of its staff are furloughed, 80% of their wages paid by the taxpayer. One Newcastle MP says British Airways needs to behave better.
Is it worthy to carry the name British, given the way in which it's treating the staff? I think this is utterly despicable, and the fact that they don't understand that says something really disappointing about their management and their leadership at a time when, we are in a crisis.
And Mark says where BA leads, others may follow.
A few weeks ago, British Airways judged us to be key workers. Now we're just expendable collateral damage. It's diabolical. If the company gets away with this, people need to realise that others will have a green light to follow their example.
British Airways insists no decisions have been taken. A consultation on its plans ends on Monday. But that's unlikely to end uncertainty for the airline or its staff. Richard Moss, BBC Look North.